Okay, this is chapter 13, probability, page 1, an experiment. Okay, so all this is about probability. So an experiment is just any observation of a random phenomenon. Hard word to spell. Phenomenon. And then the outcomes, or sample space, basically the same word, are all the different possible results. There you go. Okay, what is probability? A probability indicates the chance that an event will happen, okay? It can be any number between 0 and 1. You can write those as decimals or fractions. A lot of times we're going to use fractions in here, but we'll use decimals sometimes as well. Probably a 0, that's 0%, means it will never happen, okay? The probability that it will not happen is called the complement, okay? So the complement is, you're going to see a little symbol, the probability of A not. So that means that the probability of A will not happen. And how you figure that out is just to do 1 minus the chance that it will happen. We'll get into this later, okay? This is just some like general stuff about probability. A probability that is 1/2, or you could say 50%, means the same thing, that those two, that it's equally likely to happen or not. You got a 50-50 chance. I'm sure you've heard that phrase. Probability of 1, or you could say 100%, means that it will certainly happen. It is always going to happen, and the probability of that happening is 1, okay? So just some like random questions here. If the probability that it will rain tomorrow is 20%, then the probability that it will not rain, you got to really look out for these words not in probability, okay, would be 80%, okay? Because you do 100% is everything, so 100 minus 20 gives you the 80, okay? An event could be the outcome of a random process, such as a toss of a fair coin, the roll of a fair number cube, which is a dice, okay? Or a random selection of an item from a group. So these are different ways you can find probabilities. We use the notation P of A, okay, to represent the probability that the event A will happen, okay? And what you do is you take the number of times A occurs divided by total number of outcomes. Sorry, it's kind of tight in there, okay? If a fair coin is tossed, what is the probability that the coin will land heads up? Well, you have two choices, right? You got tails or heads. So that's your bottom number. That's the total number of outcomes. Well, there's only one head on the coin, so your probability is 1/2. I'm sure you kind of knew that already. Now here's just different items. So a box contains 5 red, 10 green, 20 orange. If one candy is selected randomly from the box, what is the probability that the selected candy will be red? So here's the probability. By the way, capital P always stands for probability, okay? That it's red. Well, you take how many are red, which is 5, and the total number of choices is 35. 5 and 10 is 15, plus 20 is 35. And you don't have to reduce, you can just leave it like that. Now, when you do this little hashtag, this little mark right here, that means not red, okay? That's the complement. So how many are not red? Well, you've got 10 green and 20 orange. That's 30 are not red, and you still put it over the total. Another way to get that is if 5 are red and there's 35, just subtract. 35 minus 5 is 30, okay? Now, if I ask for 2 colors, red or green, you just add them up. How many are red, how many are green? That's 15. And you still just put it over the total. Always over the total. If you forget the 35s on the bottom, guess what? All of these are wrong. If you put 5, 30, 15, you need to write it as a fraction. You need to put that bottom number on there or else it's gonna be wrong. Okay, so the first page of the test, you're gonna have to make this grid. You'll have to make it yourself. It's rolling 2 dice and getting the total. So like if you roll 2 1s, the total is a 2, right? If you roll a 2 and a 1 on 2 dice, that'd be 3. So just fill in this chart really quick. A 2 and a 1 is 3, a 2 and a 2 is 4. Hopefully you get what I'm doing here. Because again, on the test, you're gonna have to make this grid yourself. I made a nice pretty one for you here, but you'll have to know how to make this. And notice I used the words 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't put the number 1 because I didn't want you to get confused of the sample space. Like the sample space is what we are writing in. It's not the numbers on the die. That makes sense. So then you got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, one more. It should go all the way to 12. Your lowest number should be 2, the highest number should be 12. So when it asks you, find the probability you roll a total of 7, you count how many are 7s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but you have to put it over the total number of outcomes. Total number of outcomes are all of these numbers I just wrote in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, that's 18, 24, 30, 36. 6 times 6 is 36. So you have 36 choices there. So the number on the bottom is always going to be 36. Now when I use the word complement, that means not. So how many are not 7? Well, if 6 are 7, subtract those, that means 30 are not. Okay? Total is even. Well, if you count up the evens, those are your 2s, your 4s, your 6s, your 8s, and your 10s, and your 12s. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Notice that's 18 out of 36. That's half, okay? Half are even, half are odd. Probably you roll less than 5, so that does not include 5. Less than 5s are your 2s, 3s, and your 4s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you got 6 out of 36. Again, if you forget the 36 is on the bottom, all of those are wrong, okay? More than 4 does not include 4. So you want the 5s, the 6s, the 7s, the 8s, the 9s, 10s, 11, 12s. So more than 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So that's 30 out of 36. All right, so that is page 1.